it's.
I mean, I'm listening a lot. I didn't even know what the people.
You might have to
until I
take
heard you
your
talk about it.
SAT over again because
Yeah.
if it's only have to take it. If
Study
it's
algebra.
5 years old, you have to take your SAT again, which is stupid.
Study the heck
Mine's
out of
42
algebra.
years old.
That's
Buy
all it
the book.
is.
That's what I recommend.
Because I had to take this PACT test. Actually, they're going to start making all music majors take the PACT before they can get in. It's just not a thing yet. I'm the first person to take it. It's $108.
They keep
To
making
take
stuff.
the PACT.
Is that like a new version of
It's-
the content test?
It's like the content, but without the actual music ed stuff. It's all the history,
Oh, okay.
all of the theory, just so that you can prove that, like, even if your
That's happening right
SATs
now?
not, yeah, they're about to start it. I'm the first person to take it. If your SAT scores aren't high enough, this is your get out of free jail thing. But
Get out of free jail.
yeah, sure, get out of jail free. Sorry.
Right. So, the reading. What are your thoughts?
I totally love it.
Okay, so, let me show you. James Jordan, which is at Westminster Choir College, which is at Rider University, very famous program. He's kind of a tool in person, but he really collects a lot of nice quotes. Did you notice? Yeah, he is. You didn't record that, did you?
It's pretty. She's gonna forward it to me.
She's not going to.
Is it yours? Is this yours?
No. You got a free pencil.
It's my style.
This one's mine. I don't
Okay.
know this one's
So anyway, I'm not too big on his actual gestural, like the way he talks about gesture, because there's not a lot of technique to it. There's a lot of feelings. But I love the things that he gathers. I actually said I had printed out 2 chapters for you to read, but I just sent you one of them. Okay? So what I'm trying to get you to do, I know it's kind of rando in general, but to think about conducting from a philosophical standpoint, from an artistry standpoint, instead of a technical standpoint, because that's something that we want you to be doing. So is there anything that jumped out at you, quotes you really liked? You don't have yours, go?
I did. I mean, my favorite one was one about imagination. Without imagination,
Was it this one?
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Yeah, more important knowledge. Yeah, that was my favorite one.
I think it was this one that was talking about like towards the end about
Go ahead.
about how it's important to study about how other people do stuff and how other people think about music, but what's really important is that you can rely on your own self to know what to do in certain like situations and have your own musical answers.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how like if you always rely on other people, you get scared to do it your own self, and you get like doubt your own ability. So it's good. I like that. I felt that.
It is, and that's something you guys have to do. You have to build your own confidence. We talked about this some last time about how you have to defend your ideas. And that's why I'm going to question you. You can't think, why is Jensen writing me? It's like literally what you have to do as an adult all the time. People are going to question what you do all the time. To your face. Maybe not musically necessarily. And in choirs, if you get some snarky people who don't trust you, they will. But you're gonna at first want to get like defensive in response to such things. But you know, some people are just want to know what's going on, or they want to understand. And you explain to them, you know, what's going on. And I don't think of. I would also not think that your decisions that you make are all of a sudden like the gospel truth either, because I change my mind all the time as part of my artistic process. So make your decisions, think about it, but then sometimes things come to light or you experience it and you want to change it, and that's fine. Okay? So There's just some nice feel-goody things in here, but, I like how, it teaches you about kind of like different perspectives, of thought towards this. Like the quote by Peter LaHourie about Vaughan Williams. He says, Vaughan Williams once compared a page of music to a railway timetable. The page, he says, tells us no more about the living experience of the music than the timetable tells us about the sights to be enjoyed along the journey. And so when we look at that page, we tend to just look at the black marks on the page instead of trying to decide what it's trying to say and try to make that come to fruition. You know what I mean? What's all the beeping? Is that my thing?
Is it the elevator?
No, it's the wrong kind of beeps. No?
Is it the fire alarm? Maybe
no,
it's out of
it's not.
for the smoke detector.
It's that guy. I just don't.
Are they working on something?
Maybe it
It's
is
something.
the fire
It
alarm.
might be a
Is it that?
battery or something.
I think it's Mariah's computer. I heard it from over here.
It's Mariah's computer.
Is her computer?
Her battery's probably dying. That's what mine does. It beeps at me. Anyway, so, you're gonna, it's gonna drive you nuts, like worse than the fire thing in your house, you know, the battery goes out. Right. It's interesting how some of these perspectives are like it's good to not exactly know what you're doing and to be in that discovery, like only when he no longer knows what he is doing does the painter do good things. Very interesting. Music is your own experience, your thoughts, your wisdom. If you don't live it, it won't come out your horn. Charlie Parker. Yeah. Okay? So how do you find that place?
Experience.
I think you have to really know the music and then be able to make it your own or feel it. But if you really don't know what you're getting ready to conduct, or at least if you haven't heard it enough times somewhere, somehow.
You can't do anything with it because you don't even know it well enough.
Yeah.
It's like cooking something. Do you know what I mean? If you don't actually know how to make cookies,
They're not gonna be good.
then when you want to fancy it up or do something different, you have no context with which to work. You don't know how to do it in the first place, right? Kind of. So it does take time. I will tell you as a conductor that you will not feel confident in front of a group of people for quite some time. And that's okay. You just have to act confident. No one wants to follow someone who's uncertain. Do you know what I mean? So if you have uncertain, and I'm not saying you can't make a mistake, you can't, that's fine. In fact, people who can admit mistake publicly are terribly confident people, if you think about it. You're like, if you were to say, like if someone were to mess up and they're like, deny it or get all defensive or weird about it, versus someone who would be like, oh, yeah, you're right, I got that wrong, thanks. What impression do you have between that and, I don't know what you're talking about, oh, we're gonna move on, you know what I mean? Like, just someone who pushes off from that, okay?
You don't respect them.
You don't respect them, they're not even open to listening, do you know what I mean?
You wonder if they really do know what they're
That's right, you think, they're just blowing steam at me now, do you know what I mean? So, so that's not what it is. It's not uber confidence. I think your computer's beeping a lot. Okay, anyway, but you have to learn how to act confident. And this is as far as being a teacher in any case, music or no. You have to be confident in front of that classroom. And it's okay, I'm telling you. In my studies, I really did feel for a long time, always, I'd step into that rehearsal and I'd be like, when are they gonna discover I don't know anything? I do not know what I'm doing. Every day I felt like that. Okay, well, we're just gonna try this, do you know what I mean? So that's okay. I want you to know that that's okay. What's not okay is acting like it. Mariah, they'll eat you alive. She knows. She's nodding her head. So, and it's lame, just think how awkward it is to be in a rehearsal with someone who's not doing anything, you know what I mean, or seems like not prepared, or hanging on, asking questions, you know, it's just not what, you don't wanna follow that, you have to be a leader that people want to follow, know what I mean? And honestly, you will start out being other people when you do this. So take anyone you've seen in a leadership position and you will be them, because you don't know how to be yourself often in a leadership position, and that's okay. But eventually you're gonna have to learn to be you as a conductor and not somebody else. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear things come out your mouth, you're like, oh my gosh. That's so-and-so, you know what I mean? You're gonna think, how can I fix this problem? You're gonna say, alien! You know what I mean? Or something, you know, it's just something that you've heard before, it'll come out your mouth. And until later, you will start coming up with your own analogies and ways to explain things. But at first, you're gonna use other people. And I still beg, borrow, and steal. A lot. Got it? Okay. So I'm gonna, every once in a while, throw you some stuff just to think about in that sense. So since we're not just, don't you just wanna be perfect little waving your arm robots. So the other book, the jacket is very beat up. So this is William J. Finn, who was a long time ago famous conductor, and so he, I love the archaic way that he speaks, but he's so nasty about some things. Did you notice? So, do you guys understand this language? I love it. There are so many spots in this book I'm like, yes! The way he speaks. I just wish people spoke like this still.
I think, is it like extra bracketed something, because you were like, he speaks nasty, so I was like looking for it.
Did you find it? What did you find?
I found something where, because he was talking about how a chorus cannot sing properly until certain stuff he says, and I mean properly by much elegance and beauty of tone. He's like, nothing, like some people say it's properly, but it ain't.
Right.
I loved when he was talking about conductors who are so either pedantic or just so focused on the mathematical and that they just basically suck the life out of everything. But all the ways that he describes that are just really funny.
I know. This is the sentence. He says, music is both a science and an art. This is the paragraph I think you might be talking about. To achieve its full potential, in fact, all the factors which compose the synthesis must be revealed. Some conductors, reacting chiefly to its theoretical and acoustical features, present music in its mathematical and therefore colder aspects. Others, perhaps immoderately sensitive to its more subtle and emotive constitution, subordinate form, balance, and phraseology and symmetry of contours to theme, setting this forth with an excess of romantic imagery. It says either conductors of either class can only give inadequate performances. So neither is good, not to be overly technical, to be overly expressive. You've heard me say these same things like, okay, some people are overly technical, so they just concentrate on getting everything right, so there's no meaning to it. And then on the other side, people are emotive, and they don't make things accurate, so it ruins it for me. He says the ultra-mathematical conductors need more emotional elasticity. What a lovely word. They seem to be restrained by musical austerity, which permits their imaginations only puritanical opportunity. You guys understand what he's saying? We don't use these words anymore. I love it.
I'm dating a guy who talks like that.
Yeah. What?
The guy I'm dating talks like that.
Wow.
It's awesome.
And he says, elaborating their performance technique upon academic premises, altogether they are, here's what he calls their performances, severe, formal, scrupulously bookish, and inhospitable to blithesome episodes. He says the word blithesome, everyone. I love it. Blithesome is like, oh, glide. I don't know how to describe the word glide.
Like a sprite.
I feel like my vocabulary is very lacking.
He goes on, he says, probably many of us have nodded through programs. You know what that means?
Honestly.
Yeah.
I know.
Rest, and then then he parenthetically says, restively, of course. Meaning that was nice and relaxing. Okay? Because of the sequence of mezzo, forte, and fortissimo, during which it was not quite clear just what the conductor had in mind. Programs which might have been rehearsed in an acoustical frigidarium. What is that?
A freezer.
Yeah, a freezer or a refrigerator, an acoustical freezer, like meaning there's nothing, it's frozen. It's so awesome, I love it. If conductors are inordinately influenced by the sort of Pythagorean approach to music, they will probably fail to be moved by its spirituality. They will never find any fun in it. They miss altogether the humor and sundry delightful bits of drollery which hide like elves behind sharps and flats, vault over the high curved lines of the melody, and invite the spirited flights of optimism. Hide like elves between sharps and flats. I mean, come on.
That's why it got published. Because it was such a good read.
Yeah, something like that. Here's another one. Sometimes they seem content to fabricate their figures in ice, hankering to muse in temperatures below zero, phrasing frozen notation with icicle batons. Wow, do you think you felt badly about people who were technical? It's harsh. From the Arctics and Antarctics, which they explore, they bring a refrigeration that benumbs artistic sensibilities. Wow. Many an auditorium is converted into a thrilling region of thick-ribbed ice. The loges, which are the side things, and stalls, which are like the boxes, become igloos of inadequate shelter during sequences of gelid motets, sleet-sheeted symphonies, and polar cold oratorios. He is slamming these people.
I wish I knew who he was talking about.
Yeah, I know, right? And when did he write this? Like 1917. Yeah, he's harsh. He's real harsh. Then he goes to the other side. Conductors in the other extreme class are worse offenders against the fundamental demands of art than the icemen of the profession. These allegedly soul-stirring, electric, heart-expanding, ecstatic, and rapturous smatterers only toy with the music, concentrating on no substantial properties of a great agency. Amateurish professionals, and they generally hide behind much ado about nothing gestures. Do you know what I'm talking about? The flowery ones, yeah. They are fond of non-essentials, deriving satisfaction in whim and caprice. Wow. Distortions of rhythm, grotesque tempos, extravagant rubato, dynamic contrast to nerve-wracking extremes, and cloying fermatos to languishing exhaustion comprise such conductors' approach to the interpretation of music. I love this. The baton is certainly not a crayon to be used in revising another's composition, nor does the gratification accruing from an alleged improvement of the score absolve a conductor from the obligation of directing an authentic reading of the original. Fidelity to a composer's intentions, what have I been talking about, as far as they need to discern, is the cornerstone of music ethics. It's an ethical issue. Okay, do you understand where he's coming from? It's just delightful.
You talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
This morning in music history, we listened to 5 different versions of Bach's, one of Bach's fugues, A minor, I think. And even one pianist played it twice, recorded it in 1955 and again in 1981, totally different version. And then we ended with a jazz version. We're not talking about that, right?
No.
Okay. Cause that was fascinating.
We're just talking about there are people, there are conductors who are like, okay, here's this piece of music, I'm gonna fancy this up. They add a lot. Usually it's over romanticized stuff. You know what I mean? Like situations where you take the Bach and you play it like Rachmaninoff, and it makes the music actually less enjoyable. Okay? I can show you examples of this happens in the solo world a lot. And in the choral world, a fair amount, but people will take music that's really speaks to the message way better in the original way, but then other people decide they're going to do it in their way, because that's how they do things, and that's it. So you'll hear divas sing like songs that are definitely supposed to be done in one way, and they just do whatever the heck they want, because it's their voice.
So you lose the message.
Yeah, because you're not letting the music speak, you're speaking. And in this book, you know, it's saying that's ethically a problem. That's ethically a problem. But I'm okay with, you know, interpreting, but if you do so much as to destroy the inherent, basic feeling or, you know, essence of the piece, then no, I'm not into that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why we study our music, so.
Yeah, so you can know what the composer's trying to say. You know, you're not even interpreting the text. We don't even interpret the text in music. Who has interpreted the text?
The composer.
The composer interprets the text. That composition is the composer's interpretation. Think about it. Have you ever sat down to write a piece of music? Right? And you have those words in front of you? You are interpreting that poet. Right? Great. Everything you write down on purpose. You should, actually. There are many composers that just put crap down on the page. That's a whole other issue. There are a lot of them, actually. It's junk. And I'm not gonna exaggerate here. I'll be totally honest. I think 96% of all published music these days is absolute junk. Good luck finding the good stuff. I'm not kidding.
I think about when I went to TVA and they were giving out like the free music, and I was like, let me try to like find. And you're like, how do you actually know if this is really good or not? And
I did not know halfway to it. I learned
can't
for
find there.
my own.
If it's free, you just take it home and or look online. Some of them have listening stations. You will start to learn that some publishers do better and some do nothing. And some just print everything, so it's good and bad.
She is here.
What's up?
Hey, so I have Kelly for you for half an hour on Wednesday.
For this
Is
class.
that good?
Half an hour's Wednesday.
Yeah, like I mentioned last week.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay, we can.
If it needs more, I'll let you know.
Okay,
What half an hour?
3:34.
Okay.
Do you need her today?
No.
Oh, but she's here anyway. I just want to introduce her to you.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Joni Jensen. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yes, you too.
Okay, so this is just advanced conducting, so we do choral pieces.
Oh, okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Sure.
Easy. So you have to follow the conductor as they conduct, or at least try.
Right.
Okay. So I'll get you music. Where can I?
I don't have a box yet.
Yeah,
I'm
I will
supposed to
get
one.
I will get Susan to change the name downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the box will be
Okay.
it's where it's just on the bottom.
Okay, sounds good. Very
Okay.
good. I will be in touch then. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Anyway, so again, that's a whole other thing. The whole literature thing with the horrible compositions is a lot. Okay. And the big problem I have with it is that people do it. Middle school, a lot of middle school literature is like the worst of it. Middle school and high school, and so then it's the majority of what's out there. So then the conductors and the students sing it, and they think it's quality music, and then so they just learn horrible standards of music. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna have a good long conversation about that. But it makes life difficult for you when you go to program. It's one of the hardest things for me. It's torturous because literally I'll like be looking for an hour straight and I maybe find 2 pieces of music I like in an hour. And the sheer, yes?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, the sheer amount of junk out there makes me so depressed because I think other people are doing this. They have to be if they're just churning this stuff out and people are doing it. I hate it. But I can't ever do anything about it. If I were to go out and say something publicly in a public forum, I would get like throttled. At least they're singing. Okay, well,
Are they? Are they?
anyway. So, it's good stuff. I love it. The baton is not a crayon. It's good. Okay, so we'll keep having some of these discussions. I just need you to think big picture about it a little bit. Okay, so it looks like, so I was preparing the schedule to give to you today, but I did not have that piece of information that I Ching just gave us. So I was like, I can't give this to you because I don't know what day we're going to be doing the majority of our conducting. You know what I mean? It sounds like it will be Wednesday will be a bigger conducting day. Is that today?
Yes.
Yes.
I know, it's a weird week. So
I thought it was Tuesday.
I will be giving, now that I know that, I will be giving you a play-by-play schedule of what's happening. Does that make sense? But for the most part right now, I'm trying to get you back into shape, conducting, cleaning up things, and making sure all that works. Okay, right? Yeah. But you might want to, I told you to start looking at column 1, right? Yeah. I'll let you know when that quiz is coming up. Okay, so Mariah, can you hold this so I don't lose it? This is Julia's assignment. And you're gonna type it up for me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Ah, dang it. And the practice logs. I was having you turn those in on. You got them? Okay, we don't have them Monday. Good. Okay, I just want to make sure we did those. Great. So, did you find any issues now that you've been with these 2 pieces for a time that you need to ask questions about? Or you just want to try to wave your arms?
No, that dotted 8, 16. I do not like it. Because my hands don't want to do what they're supposed to do.
So, like, was it?
Yeah.
You super click first instead of
You have to make that rhythm,
yes.
but you can't conduct that rhythm because it's all within 1 beat, right? Good. It also depends on how you want them to interpret that section. Because my answer would be different depending on how you want it done. Looking at Locust Estate. Okay? And how do you make those decisions? You have to have knowledge about Bruckner. Who was he? What kind of music did he like? What did he like? What was this for? For the dedication of a church, right? What kind of church? What religion was Bruckner?
I'm gonna guess
Look closer. You're missing a very obvious point.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, it's all in Latin. so-
It's in Latin. And did Lutherans do anything in Latin?
No.
No. So what is Bruckner?
He's a Catholic.
Catholic. In fact, very, very Catholic. And considered a country bumpkin by all the other composers. They thought he was really hokey. And he sat over in his little church and he wrote beautiful music and symphonies too. Now people respect him, but they didn't really back in the day. He wrote beautiful music, as you can see in this. Right, so we're talking about a Catholic church. That tells you something a little bit. So those dotted rhythms, you have to decide how you want it performed. And back in this day,
No one told you, no, there's no indication whether, a piece is legato or whatever. You have to interpret from the music. This is why you have to decide, okay? So you can tell by the dynamic, what is it? Pianissimo, at that moment that they're asking, irreprehensibilis est. And what does that word mean? Irreprehensibilis est. Yes, you have to get the translation. In order to conduct the piece, don't you think you need to know what it says?
Yes.
And do any of you have the translation?
No.
And you are not prepared. Okay, so I lay this down to you again. You need to know about the piece of music. You gotta know. At least basic stuff. Okay? At least the translation, guys. Minimum. Now, what if you don't have that knowledge? That's fine. Look at what Bruckner tells us right there. What's the dynamic? Pianissimo. What's different in the texture or thickness of what's happening there compared to the previous part of the song? How many people are singing? One section with a little echo after. Is everyone singing?
No basis.
No, most people aren't. It's very, and look how simple it is. Look how many notes. Look at 3 notes at a time compared to what was before. Yes? Okay? See how exposed and small it is? Okay? So knowing that it's very, very soft, the textures come way down and simplified, okay? You have to decide how you want it to be, what the feeling is that goes with it, in a sense, okay? What do you think irreprehensibilis means? Look at the word. What, you know this word? What is it?
It means,
Yes.
It means the opposite of reprehensible. So
Correct.
it means that basically sinless.
Sinless, correct. It is pure. It is without sin or without blemish, in a sense. Irreprehensibilis est. Now, why would you sing such a line, pianissimo, so sensitive like this? Listen.
It's reference towards.
Yeah, thank you.
Reference towards God.
That's what you have to think about. So listen, this is the tenors. This is just the tenors. And then look how simple it's constructed. Good. Right. So, and then you get the echo. So in my mind, there's kind of 2 different ways you can take that. Okay? So yes.
I know enough Latin to understand what this is all about. I didn't get the actual translation, but Locus Iste means we're talking about this church that we're dedicating. This is the location where God will be. And
Correct. That's right.
it's a reverent place. This is.
That's right. Well, see, you could take that, and there's a lot of, look at all the dynamics. Well, how many dynamics does he have here? Within the first,
All of it.
a bunch. So you can tell he's a romantic just with that. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of feelings, right? Good. But right here, so the question was, how do you conduct that? Now, why would you think I'd go into this huge thing? How do you conduct bum, ba, bum, bum? Okay? It all depends on how you want it done. Do you want irreprehensibilis est, which I would say is legato, very legato, or irreprehensibilis est. Also possible? Right. There's no right answer. There's no indication on the page. But you can see how the feeling of it is different. What does that give you if you go irreprehensibilis est versus etc. Do you feel the difference? You decide. And the answer is, there is no right answer. And so you'll conduct it differently. If you're legato, did I do a super click? Barely. But it's different than a super click. A super click is for syncopation. Is that a syncopation? No, it's not. You could say the subdivision is syncopated. And if you were to super click in the traditional way, you'd have to subdivide in order to do it. Are you going to do that? Are you going to subdivide here? Good. No. The answer is no, absolutely not. Okay, you don't have to babysit people, but you will show them by the way you rebound how you want that dotted note with the 16th performed. Do you want bum, 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 or do you want dum, da, da? Do you see my hand? That's how you do it. How do you do the rhythm with your hand? Dum, 2. Do you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, C, B, sus? What do you change? What does it feel like to sing it? Say it. Let's do the bouncy version, like this. E, re, re. Good. With hand up. You can do that, just that line, just the tenor line. Okay? Let's bounce it. What does your hand do to make that feeling? Go. E, re, 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 si, belize. How do you do it? Si, belize. How do you change your hand?
Well, it's kind of like a little lift.
Ah, very good. So do it. That's it. E, re, 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 si, belize. See that? So these are all very minute things. This is all about conducting the music. Now if I were doing legato, I still do it just a little bit to show them that it's going to be da da dum, dum, da, dum, but it's not going to be so whoa, whoa. Does that make sense? So no, you don't super click. Okay? Put that pinky with the rest of your hand, please. You keep your fingers together. Yeah, all right. Okay? Why don't we do it this way? We're gonna have you all conduct. I'm gonna have you do it all together just to warm up and kind of get your hands around it. Then I'm gonna watch you do bits. You got it? Good, stand up. I get to be the interpreter right now as I play the piano. We start piano, don't we? Okay, show me. 2, 3. Okay, guys. Talk about icicle conducting. All I saw were beats. Absolutely. And you're going to watch the video. All I saw. Oh, Tybrisha. No, there's no Tybrisha. Why did I say that? Carla.
People call us each other all the time.
Oh, you do?
All the time people call us.
That's funny. Okay, here we go. Guys, what time period is this from? Bruckner. Don't look. No. Romantic. Thank you. I did. She did. Guys, you have to have this down, and you have to know what composers' time periods are for, so you know the style. Romantic. No, wait. Let me really interpret what I saw. That was exactly what I saw from your hands. You go watch the video and sing for yourself. You'll see. Listen to me sing. Sing it. Good. Do you want to shape that in any way way, shape, or form? He gives you a little bit. He gives you a little bit, but is there more? Is there more to it than on the page? Sing it. Pick a part, sing it, and be musical. And go. Oh, do you have all altos? You're soprano. Come on, Julia. And. Okay, good. Do you feel any music in there? If you were to be so musical, you could sing something interesting, yes? You feel some shapes, you feel some phrases. Guess what? You know where that's supposed to be? In your hand. Okay, do an exercise for me. You can sit down if it's easier, but I want you to touch your table. Clear space in front of you. Clear space in front of you. Empty tables, empty chairs. No one knows my song reference. Okay, so you're going to sing the line again. Just everyone sing the melody. Just that. We're going to finger paint the line. Okay? I want you to make a fatter line, a more intense line. You got just endless supply of finger paints on you. Okay? Does that make sense? And when you want a diminuendo, you lighten your touch on the table. You understand? So I want you to press and lighten as you're phrasing. Okay? Now, we're not doing beats. You're doing the music. Okay? So you're not going, do you understand? Okay, try it. Or finger painting. You need more space, Carla. There you go. Use that table. Love it. Here we go. Sing and paint. You have to do the rhythm. You have to do an actual rhythm, though. There's nothing wrong. Don't be scared of doing something wrong. You're going to do a swipe for each little cue that you're going to be giving, okay? But you don't want to go, no. Right? Watch, I'll demonstrate. Do you understand? Do it. I'll sing for you. Ready? And you have to do the basses. The basses serve music, guys. The basses serve some finger paint. I don't know why you're scared.
That's where I have the choice.
You have to hear all parts.
I can hear it, but I don't know what to do with this.
It's not about your left hand.
Okay, that's where
It's with your right hand. Do it all with your right hand. Let me do it again. Guys, when you want a crescendo, move your hand heavier and faster. You understand? On your desk. When you want a diminuendo, lighter and slower. Can you do it? So it's like, say you want a crescendo on the first note. Cool. See, do you understand? Do it. Ready? And. Bass. Move your hand, Carla. Face out. Some of you may not work this way, so I'm going to come over here. I'm trying to show you. Let me run you. You kind of got the feeling. Okay? Can I?
Yeah.
You good with that? Yeah. Okay, very good. So, let's all sing. No. Ready? Okay, we're singing. No? The bass has to sing. Can you understand what I'm doing? Do you feel that difference? Yeah, you're gonna move your hand. You too. You're going like this. Is it strange? Sing it again. Is that the right pitch? Is that C? Yep. You getting ready? You take a breath like this. Can you see how I got bigger with the phrasing? Okay, very good. Okay, thanks. Good. Okay, we try one more time. Now, you do it on your own. 2, take a breath, and move your hand, press the table. And take a breath. Okay, good. Do you understand like the kind of weight and movement you gotta try to make happen? Good. Now you put it in your hand. Up. Finger paint in the air. Stand up. Just finger paint in the air. Ready and up. I didn't ask for beats. I asked for finger painting. I'm not asking for beats. Finger paint. Here you go. Again. And. There you go. Good. What do you want to do with the note? Okay, you kind of feel motion. You actually have the liberty to do quite a bit. Okay? You don't have to go, that doesn't sound like, you feel like music. So, yeah, you smear the bells. Did you see how much I melted? Did you see beat 2? Did you see beat 3? No. Low. Am I dead still? No, I'm flowing the air. I'm shaping that note.
But not pulsing.
No! I told you there's no intuices in melting. So you don't go low. No, you don't.
I missed that last semester.
Low. We didn't really do it. Coos, east, much. You just learned the concept of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you with me? Okay, here we go. Try it. 2 and breathe. Okay, now stop. Very good. All right, so you got the right feeling for the first note. And depending on how you want them to shape, what if you want them to barely moved? You don't want them to crescendo, just maybe a little bit at the end? Then that's what you would do. Watch. Low cruise. Did you see that? That was a little one. Now what if I really want them to grow? Just say I'm in this situation. You hear me heavy breathing? Because that's how it feels like to do that. I have you breathe while I conduct all the time. You can ask I Ching.
Do the nose thing.
Yeah, you can see my nose go, whoa. If you get real intense. Okay, now, in order to do melding, you have to exit in time to show them the next actual musical element. So you don't meld all the way up into that point, you meld into the rebound previous to that. So where do they come back in on Koos? What beat is it? But you don't have to think about that, it's just that last beat. So you would meld until the 8 2s and 3, and then you would exit your meld so you can show them to do 4. I'll show you. Watch. Low Koos. Do you notice I came out in order to show them where? Koos. Low Koos. East. Yes! Carla?
I tried to.
You did
I
it.
think I do this all the time.
Yes! It's
not.
natural! It's what the music is!
I don't know why I was so confusing beforehand.
Do you understand now? Okay, remember when we did kitty conducting? And it's like this? Low Koos. You lift your hand to do Koos, right? You don't go low, okay kids, Koos. You don't do that. You go low Koos, right? You always lift your hand in order to do the second thing. Do kitty conducting. Give me the rhythm. Just straight up and down, please. Kitty conducting. Low Koos, There you go. See how easy it is? Now, here's one thing that people do in the kitty conduct that we don't want to do, is that you bounce on the exit of your thing. So a lot of you went low Koos. You see that long bounce? So instead of at the bounce, you pull. We always exit meld slowly. You don't want any bounces, unless you're exiting on a super click. So that would be something like, if it was low Koos east. And in that sense, you would go low Koos east. You understand? Okay, kitty conduct for me. Don't bounce on the exits. Ready, and kitty conduct. Low Koos E. Don't bounce. That's right. And you use a full boom to come in. That full accelerating thing. You understand? Okay. Now do that in a pattern. That's it. It's literally no different. Low, smear your hand. So then you move a little bit to symbolize the moving of air. Think of it as that. And the crescendo you do. But you're gonna smear in the direction of your pattern so you don't leave your place. I never exit the pattern. I'm always feeling.
So you're still like going like that?
Yes, but so small sometimes. Low. There's my 2, 3. It was this much. Okay.
I
Now,
think I'm doing it that
Yes.
way, but
So listen.
I'm not.
that is the feeling inside. That's the energy I feel inside. But if I don't want them to move on this section, if I sang this, because look, he says piano. So the movement would be very small. That's why I move so small. But say I were to put a crescendo there, I would do the same thing but bigger. I'd go. Okay, you see me do it all the time. But when we're going like this, do you see it? This is very slight. It symbolizes the energy a singer has to put out to do this. What does it feel like to go? That's exactly what you're doing. Exactly what it feels like to sing that. That's what you're doing with your hand. Do you understand?
It's like better for direction.
It's better for everything. It's musicality, not it's music, not beats. You understand? So I know we're experimenting, we're playing with this. This is what we're here to do, is try to get you to do it. And cutoffs, dynamics, blah blah, all the things. That's right. Very good. Okay, so just do that first line for me. Ready? Try it. So now you're kitty conducting, but in a pattern. That's it. 2, 3, and go. Low Koos east. Ade, o factus Good, good. Okay, stop. Good. So super clicks in this situation. Do you want them to go Fa, twos, S.
Oh.
You don't want them. Do you want them to do that?
No.
Don't prepare the click at all. You just prepared it.
Do you just speed?
No. So you just drift over in the direction of that next ictus where the super click is going to be, and then you just, boop. That's right, you come right out of it. Watch. Not fa, twos. S is so big, you're accenting two. There's nothing on two. Fa, twos, S.
You just go up.
Yes, all I did. Fa, twos, S. But it's not so violent.
Oh no. I'm like,
But I'm not going fa, down. That's what I mean by don't prepare it. What is this part? The downward portion of your gesture.
Weird.
The preparation.
Sorry.
breathe out.
Get there.
Right, so you don't go down. Fa, twos, S. You don't go down. And now if you wanted to crescendo on fa, you'd go fa, twos, and you'd pull it, you'd move it. But you wouldn't go fa, boom. That's slow, fast travel. That's a cutoff. Ah. Okay, now, all I'm telling you is literally the most natural way that you would want to move your hand. But I'm telling you how it fits in with the technique of the conducting. You kind of understand? They're all scribbling. It's really just got to be in your hands. But go ahead and write down. That's what the video's
I can't
for.
remember stuff unless I write it.
Kitty, I'm just writing kitty
I gotta look over my notes before I
conducting
go practice.
in pattern.
Look.
Does that just make so much more sense now? Before.
But you have to learn how to do it right. And then,
If I don't write it down, I can't remember that we actually learned it.
okay.
But I do know we have videos in this
Yeah.
class. So.
You ready? Do it again, locus east stay. 2, 3. Nope, you guys didn't exit soon enough.
Exit. Oh.
I'm a 4-year-old and I don't know when to say coos. Are you ready? Low, conduct me. Oh, no, where's coos? I don't see it. Try again. Show me kitty conducting. Again. Low, coos, ease. I didn't see stay. No, you don't fling. You don't just fling at the ictus. You prepare. You went E, stay. E, stay. Yes, you have to rebound and prepare. For the every end, do you understand? You have to rebound and prepare, but you don't have to ictus. Do you understand? Let me show you and see if it helps. You're doing it, we just forget to do it sometimes. Okay? Let me do your hand so you can feel it. Ready? And low, coos, ease, steady. Adeo, fall to past. Coos, ease, steady. Or whatever you're doing. Okay? You want to try it? Want me to do it with you? 2, 3. Low, coos, e. You feel how it feels like kitty conducting? Do you feel those rebounds that I do? Always to prepare the exit of mouth. Do you want me to run you? So you can all get a chance to feel it. Ready? Again? 2, no. I am in control. Focus your hand like this. Okay. So your wrist should never be straight out, because when you conduct and you put your hand down here, we see the back of your hand, which is a weaker position. We want to see this. There you go. So when you're lower, your wrist, look at my wrist when I'm conducting. Not this. Ever. Can you understand? Boom. That's bass position right there. Okay. Let me do it.
It's really hard for me.
Get down. Just make your hand a good little paddle. There you go. And no, see you went fling and you flung out here. Let me do it.
That's one of the hardest
So-
things. Just giving a just like dead your hand.
So
That's all right. Thank you.
it's like you
I'll
have
show
to
you the real
think
way.
more to
Hold your thumb.
subtract
Lay your hand on
from
mine.
doing the math, I feel like. But maybe later.
We just have to look at this how we sing it instead of
Adego fall to Does that feel different for each of you? Is that different?
yes.
How?
It doesn't feel as robotic. Just more robot when I
Okay.
do these things.
Right.
I guess you're not trying to, you're still in the structure, but it's not like exactly has to be that. I don't know, that's thinking about more like subtracting the extra movements that
Yeah. No, it's a good way of thinking of it. Except I'm not trying to I'm not thinking that way.
Mhm.
I think this is what the music looked like. Actually, more than that, this is what it feels like to sing the music the way I want it to go. Straight up. So this is why you've gotta at least feel the tension and how it feels to make that sound, because that's what you gotta do with your hand and your body and your face. You know what I mean? But you can see you can do a whole lot just with the hand, without anything else. You can show them. Right? Does it look complicated what I'm doing?
No, without the words, we can still know the rhythm.
Hopefully, yes. You're doing the job right. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to step past the structure. You have that, it's always there, it's how we organize things. But you're definitely not consistently doing all those beats. No, instead, we're supposed to use that as the skeleton, but we conduct the music. Now, this piece has a lot of empty spaces so that you can practice melding. Do you understand? Right? Coos, E, step, to see how I've worked in my head the things that I need to do as a conductor. That's what I'm saying. So what you hear me say are all the things I'm doing. So that when I perform the song, that's what I'm doing in my head. I'm hearing the whole song, but those specific things I turn my attention to, like the bass and then the breath for the rest of the choir. Boom. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so try a little bit of it. Okay. Now you kind of got the understanding. And I'll just let you know, most people, they just exit too late for the meld, so I can't tell when the next thing is. So remember, you gotta rebound to exit. You rebound before the thing. I have to know where to put coos. 2, 3. Okay, good. That was good, except for step. So how do you meld just one beat? How do you meld just one beat?
Are we supposed to be melding one beat?
E. Do you want to go E step? Or do you want to go E step? Thank you, Carla. That was correct. So you don't go E step. You go E rebound step. Good job. You can do it. 2, 3 again. 2, 3. Yes. students. Laurie, so help me, don't you? No. Now you're just flippy fluskings. You're gonna see it on there. You're just flipping around. You're doing arcs and loops. You're that second conductor. So watch out. Okay, that's fling conducting. Okay? All right, now, guys, all of you breathed on beat 4 of measure 2. Why? Because you're cutting, you feel the cut of everyone else. But they're not breathing there. Where are they breathing?
The next note.
They're breathing on
After
1.
saying,
Who needs help on beat 4 of measure 2? The basses. That's it. You look at those basses, you help them sing that all by their lonesome. And then you breathe for everyone else where? On 1. That's their cue. De. Do you understand? Good. Now you might want to cut everyone off, but that's not hard. Off. This cut for them is the same as the cue for the bass. It's the same exact thing. Just pick your left hand up and give a little thing. Now, if there's a consonant, it might be more complicated, but it's not. Again. Ready? 2, 3. What was that, Carla? Okay, so if you don't do it in pattern, you'll lose your place and do exactly what you just did. There you go. Thank you. And go. 2 and yes. It's too small, Laurie, and too high. What are we doing on this note? Good, thank you. Basses. Stop right there. Okay, good. So, you getting the feeling of it a little bit? Do you see how the dynamics work in with the phrasing? They're just all part of the big picture. Yes? Good. Okay, so I want you guys to watch this video. I want you to see what's working and what's not working. Laurie, as you get comfortable and you start feeling, your old habit comes in hardcore, and you're up conducting. Do you know what that is?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Your energy is going upward. So instead of going down, you're going lift, 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 and then that turns into your fancy curly cues. And you may say, well, what's the problem with up conducting? Later, when you have to try to do something accurately, you're going to have to change your direction. You understand? Any cutoff, unless you're to go, Does that make sense?
It's gonna be upside down.
It's the upside down, right. Your energy needs to be down. Yeah, you got it. I beat it into you guys before.
I think I had that problem.
Yeah. Okay? So that's just that's a lot of people do that. 1, 2, 3. No, it's the opposite. Look, Laurie. 1, 2. No, you still have too much energy in your rebound residually. Okay? 1.
Maybe go back to basics of beating.
Boom. And fling your hand down just a little bit. Down. There it is. Boom. Boom. You can tell when it's wrong because your rebound will get way bigger than necessary because you'll be really energizing the upward. Okay? It's gravity. It's just gravity. And you're defying in the wrong way. Fling your hand down. 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 Whew. Woo. Like, you know, when you have something on your hands and you go flick, 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 not flicker, flick whack, flick whack, flick whack. Wow. Down, 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 down. Good. Now you don't need to be so violent about it, but yes, that's what you need to do. That's correct. Good. Where are the basses?
The bass.
Yeah, they're over there. Correct.
Where would soloist? Not that
Wherever you want it.
focusing on the solo.
You don't have to focus on solo. You don't worry about that. Okay. So,
Sometimes they
now,
say really-
look at the dynamic in measure 7 and 8, and look at the dynamic in the end of 8 and to the beginning of 9. We go from to, what kind of dynamic change is that? A subito dynamic change. What does that dynamic change happen?
And the
Basses.
rest. Yeah.
There is no rest.
Oh,
Look at the basses.
Straight acid.
Yeah, like that's a little hard. That's right. When you do your whoop, when you do that, where is that going to happen? No. Where 1, 2 in beats between beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Between 3 and 4. Good. I would say yes. That's a little general. But look, and also you have to think about this. The choir has to cut off est. Where's the choir going to cut off est? I'm just going to ask this question. Go ahead.
First half of B3.
I was right on 4.
Are you talking about the end of 3?
Are we supposed to be giving them all those cutoffs? I know it's.
You have to try. Yes. How do you think easy it is for 40 people to try to get an ST together without a conductor?
Yeah. You just like drop it with this hand and it's.
Where do you want to do it?
Yeah, on the.
Tell me one choice. Yes. End of 3. So are the choirs going to cut off on the end of 3 and the basses are going to cut off on the end of 3? So you're making everything an eighth note with an eighth note rest? Is that what you're saying? So it would be like this. Factus est. Ah.
You do the.
Okay, so that's one option. You'd be doing a stop gesture or something akin to there too. Everyone comes off on the end of 3. That's right. And then the basses come in. That's one way to do it. If you're doing that, then your subito change comes in the rebound from the stop gesture in the breath. Yeah, but you went no, boom. Yeah, and you're so high, Lori. You're up here. You're conducting up here. It's going to be a problem for you. Okay. What's another option? Lori wants to breathe on the end of 3. What's another option? Right on 4. Do the basses get to breathe?
No.
Huh? Nope. Okay, there you go. There's another option. Factus est ade. You cut them off right on 4, right when the basses come in. That is another option. So it's an on the beat breath. You give them your left hand. That's right. Okay? Right as the men go ade, and they don't get to breathe. Okay? The other option you could do is tell the basses, go ahead and breathe, just don't put the ST on. I'm not cueing you. So the basses will go but you cut everyone else on st. Yeah, you can do things like that.
It won't like sound weird.
Basses are fine. Factus est. When they're down here, they can do anything. Up top is when you get problems with the basses. Down there, that's homeland. They can not breathe there. It's fine. Okay? Or you could still do that other thing, but you didn't tell them in rehearsals. No way to conduct that. Don't put the ST on and breathe. Okay? Do you understand? Make your choice and do it. What makes that, and don't do what is easier to do with your gesture. Do what you want the music to sound like. So do you want or do you want and that's how you choose. You choose how you want it to sound. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Adeo factus, everyone. Actually, let's do the bass. We'll go. Whatever it is. Okay, here we go. This is the basses, and so they breathe on. Well, they don't breathe on anything. They would breathe between ste, ah, de. Okay, here we go, basses. And 3, ah, de. Why'd you breathe on 4? No, there should be no breaths on 4. I heard a, I think it was you, Julia. It seems like, Julia, every cutoff you do, you breathe in on. And you have to separate cutoffs with on the beat breaths. Similar hand gesture, minus the face.
Okay.
You know, you just attach that, okay? Factus est da. That's all it is.
Oh.
What do you mean, oh? What did I do? It's time to go.
So I don't need to breathe for those other breaths?
What are you talking about?
When you have 2 rest at,
You don't need to breathe
the
on
first
4,
rest.
they're coming in on 1.
Yeah.
So you cut them off on 4, you breathe on 1. Look. Factus est. Off. Factus est. Ah, there.
Oh. Okay.
Okay? Okay, guys. So, you get the weekend to try to actually conduct the dynamics, the breaths, melding, and with your melding, you are phrasing. Do you understand? Locus iste. Both, but this one concentrate your energies on. Okay? You got it? Okay, here we go.
Alrighty.